Warning, this video contains strong language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, my Hooked honeys, and welcome back to Hooked. If you're new here, my name is Leanne, and Hooked is basically where we talk about some true crime stories and do some crochet projects together. And I'm here for you every Wednesday. So on today's episode, we will be starting basically just starting a blanket cardigan. So for starters, I just chained from here to here, and then we're basically just gonna make this as long as we want our cardigan to be. This is gonna be the back side of the cardigan. So yeah, you'll go ahead and chain from here to here, and then we'll go ahead and start. And I did double crochet for this specific project. I am also using this yarn, super cute. And then I am also using a 7mm hook. We will also be talking about Judith Hawkey. So we're gonna go ahead and light our crochet candle and get into this story. I don't know what I did with my other lighter with the kind of long nozzle. So now I'm struggling again. So this 2003 case really just involves 3 people. Judith Hawkey, her stepson who was 10 at the time, Corey Brenninger, and also her husband at the time, who was Robert Brenninger, and who was Corey's father. So whatever chain you needed to do to get from here to here, you're gonna do that, and then +1. And I used to struggle a lot with having these straight, having it straight. Sometimes it would like kind of have a little curvy edge. So I'll show you guys how I go ahead and start a new row so that I make sure that my project is straight. So chain that extra one, and then just go into that same stitch with the double crochet. I like to have stitch markers as well. And then you'll just finish off the row, and you'll do that at the end of each row. Chain one, and then chain one, and then double crochet in that first stitch. I cannot talk today. Oh my God. Okay, y'all, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right on into the murder. On November 3rd of 2003, 10-year-old Corey Brenninger walked into his father's room where his father was sleeping and shot him in the head. Corey did call the cops at the time, and police thought this was an accident. They saw pamphlets about gun control and hunting on the bed, so it just really seemed as if Robert was teaching his son how to handle a gun, and something horrible happened. This would be labeled as an accidental shooting for about 9.5 years. Coincidentally, not even a whole 24 hours goes by before Judith goes and collects the life insurance policy on her husband. She collected $500,000 in life insurance. Oh, what? Y'all didn't think to research that? Y'all didn't think to go into that? Okay. So here we are years later, and Corey is in school. He is around a group of kids. They are all teenagers, and they're basically saying how hard they have it in life, how life sucks for them. And Corey goes ahead and adds in his 2 cents, and he says, well, at least you don't get beaten and tied up. Oh, I'm sorry. At least you don't get tied up and beaten. Excuse me, what? Pardon me, what? What did you just say? Huh? Y'all, Judith had been literally torturing this poor man since he was a young boy, like before the age of 10. But she always was able to hide this from Robert and his family. I don't know how she was able to hide this, but whatever. Corey goes to have a conversation with like an old teacher he used to have when he was at a softball game. And the teacher basically just was like, hey, I know what happened to your dad wasn't really an accident. You can talk to me. We can talk about this. Well, he went ahead and told the teacher that it wasn't an accident what happened to his father, and that he purposely killed his father. But wait, y'all, the plot thickens. So no 10-year-old boy would deliberately just go into his father's room and shoot him in the head, call the police with this elaborate story about how it was an accident, and then just goes on with life. So who was the mastermind behind all this? Ding, 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 ding. Judith. It was Judith. Judith told a very young Corey that his father was dying from cancer. She told him that his father no longer wanted to be alive, but he couldn't kill himself. She told Corey that his father always wanted to provide for his family, and that if he took his own life, the family wouldn't be able to collect on the life insurance. So it would have to be an accidental death, or look like an accidental death. She says this to a 10-year-old little boy, y'all. What? And at 10 years old, thinking that you're helping your father, Corey goes in there and does something that will change his life forever. And that's exactly what happened. This little boy, literally for years, was holding on to something that big, thinking that everything was his fault, until he finally came clean years after everything happened, right? So after he told his teacher that, the next day when he was in school, he was called down to the principal's office and was met by police. He then had to tell the story again to police, but this time, tell the truth. So of course he tells them everything, all about all of the abuse and all of that, and everything goes to court. And Judith's defense team, y'all, oh, they some sly, sneaky bastards, okay? They go to say, of course they say everything wasn't true and that Corey made this up. But the reason Corey made this up was that he was jealous that Judith had remarried. He made up this whole elaborate ass story because he was jealous that you remarried, and also that you weren't sharing the life insurance money. Now that I can kind of understand, bitch, what you doing. But the fact that you got remarried, he probably don't care. He probably was happy that you got remarried. Like, shit, leave me alone. You know, like, what? Anyways, on December 18th, 2013, nearly 10 years after the murder of Robert Brenninger, Judith was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, and she is in Mark Center, Defiance County in Ohio. So this is as far as I've gotten. You see, we have entered the color chain, and like I said, I will do this all the way down until however long I want it. You guys do the same, and we will meet back up next week to start the front panels. Well, my hooks honeys, that was the death of 34-year-old Robert Brenninger and the absolute piece of garbage of a wife that he had, Judith Hawkey. Like, how can you force his own son, 10-year-old son, to kill him, and basically got away with it for 10 years? Had this man scared for years in fear that she would do something to him or hurt him again. Like, there was all kinds of signs of abuse and everything, and it's just really terrifying how people can treat kids. If you want to see updates on the cardigan that I am doing, be sure to follow me at Hooked W True Crime. Make sure you check out the Etsy shop. I have a link to that in the description below. I do have some new things on there from the pop-up shop, which was great. Hook's first time at a pop-up shop was definitely a success. So I am going to have some of these little card holders that did really good at the pop-up shop. I'm going to go ahead and add those to my Etsy shop. And then I also have some bandana tops and matching bucket hats. So be sure to check that out because you know summer is coming to an end, so get it while you can. Also, like and subscribe because I'm here for you every Wednesday. Love you. Bye.